But the most relevant piece of information regarding this issue is why immigrants come to the United States in the first place. Most of the immigrants coming to the US illegally are coming from Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, India, and El Salvador, countries that have been decimated by globalization. Latin American immigration to the US starts to rise in the 80s, but explodes in the 1990s, specifically after NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, a trade deal which not only made it cheaper for companies to hire Mexican labor, destroying tens of thousands of American jobs, but also undercut the livelihood of millions of Mexican farmers who had no choice but to come to the US to find work. On top of that, the US also just straight up destroys countries through covert coups and dirty wars. In 2009, the Obama administration backed a coup that overthrew Manuel Zelaya, the progressive president of Honduras. Zelaya wasn't a radical by any means, but he was a stabilizing force. After Zelaya was taken out, the void was filled by right-wing politicians who sold off Honduras' industries and resources to transnational corporations, destroying entire industries of the economy and causing poverty to skyrocket. The people who took over were also clearly tied to drug trafficking, like Juan Orlando Hernandez, who's currently facing drug trafficking charges in the US after his brother got sentenced to life in prison in the US for drug trafficking just a few years ago. You hear Republicans talk all the time about the drug cartels, prosecuting the cartels, cracking down on the cartels. Trump even once said that he wanted to airstrike the cartels in Mexico. But what you'll never hear is that it was a US-backed coup that put the cartels in power in Honduras. Why? Because both the Obama and Trump administrations had great relations with Honduras' narco-dictator when he was president. A lot of people at the rally were asking why there were so many military-aged males coming to the US, or why they were all claiming refugee status, or why there were drugs coming across the border. And the answer is simple. We destroyed their country, we destroyed their industries, put drug cartels in power, and now people are fleeing the cartels. There's also been a lot of discussion about Haiti. Trump notoriously called it a shithole country, and the Biden administration has been telling Haitian immigrants not to come to the US because they'll be turned away. But again, the question to ask is why Haitians are leaving their country in the first place. A lot of people will remember how the Clinton Foundation squandered Haiti's earthquake relief funds and handed out multi-million-dollar contracts to their friends in a self-proclaimed gold rush of government contracts signed during the rebuilding effort. But a year prior, as Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton lobbied on behalf of US corporations to lower Haiti's minimum wage from 61 cents an hour to 24 cents an hour, saying it would have, quote, a significant impact on business. The Bush administration led a coup against Jean Bertrand Aristide, Haiti's most popular president ever. They basically just kidnapped him. And before Bush, Bill Clinton forced Haiti to drop its rice tariffs and then dumped American rice there, wiping out rice farmers in Haiti, a policy Clinton had to publicly apologize for but never actually rectify. Even today, the Biden administration is supporting the rule of Ariel Henry, a man who was never elected by the Haitian people and serves as a proto-dictator. So it should come as no surprise that hundreds of thousands of Haitians have come to the US seeking refuge when we've steadily destroyed their economy over the course of decades.